Absolutely. The light is dark. No? We put one more light, that's it. Good evening to all those who are tuned in on our Zoom program. Our speaker for this evening is Ervad Jamshed Karkaria. He worked in Honeywell, Sterlite, and other corporations for about 35 years. And at present, he's working in Thermax as head of corporate administration. He's also been working in the Parsi Fire Temple, Komra Agiary, Camp Pune, for the last 3 years as a priest. Since October 2024, he has been elected as vice chairman of the Poona Parsi Panchayat. Ervad Jamshed Karkaria will share the Zoroastrian understanding of the earth and nature with us. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, all. Am I audible?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. So, thank you, Father Peter de Cruz, for giving me an opportunity to speak on importance of environment and nature in Zoroastrian Parsi religion. In Zoroastrianism, often associate with the Parsi community, nature and the environment hold great significance. Religion teaches a deep respect for nature, seeing it as a reflection of divine creation by Ahura Mazda, the supreme God. Key elements of nature, such as fire, water, earth, and air, are considered sacred and are integral to religious rituals and beliefs. In ancient Persia, kings were influenced by Zarathustra to protect natural resources. Zarathustra ordered the protection of trees, forests, animals, and natural resources. In the Gathas, there are several references of Mother Earth and wonders of natural phenomena, such as the moon, the stars, the wind, and so on. Many important Zoroastrian annual festivals are in celebration of nature. New Year celebration of Nowruz on the first day of spring, March 21st, the water festival in summer, the autumn harvest festival of Mehergan at the end of season, and the midwinter fire festival. It should be said that there are many days for feasting and celebrations to break up on otherwise laborious lifestyle, and Zoroastrian traditionally sing, dance, play music, and drink wine together during these celebrations, in marked contrast to those around them. It is felt that to be able to make sound judgments leading to action, a healthy environment is needed. So good order or asha is to be observed with reference to the earth, the water, and air. The requirement of non-pollution of these elements explains how the misunderstood funeral rites of exposure of mountain tops developed the earth being viewed as an ancestor of life-sustaining food and not a place for dead bodies. The mountaintop disposal could even be seen as a precursor to recycling through organ donation. It also explains why Zoroastrians chose not to wash in rivers or streams, but to draw water off in vessels to be used elsewhere, so that the flowing water, which could be used downstream, would not be sullied by personal washing. This environmental consciousness, which pervades the religion, account for the reputation Zoroastrians built up as excellent gardeners who knew how to irrigate in difficult conditions and how to produce abundance where others failed. Within a healthy and well-nurtured society, deeds above all else must reflect the choice made by individuals in following the path of Asha. Bodily cleanliness is therefore one manifestation of this, and the wearing of white muslin undergarment, the sadra done at the initiation ceremony of Sadra Kasti, Naujot represents this, as it reflects purity and must be worn spotless. The role of mankind in the world is to serve and honor, and not just the wise Lord, but the seven bounteous creations of the sky, water, earth, plants, animals, man, and fire gifts of God, on high to mankind on earth. The great strength of Zoroastrian faith is that it enjoins the carrying of the physical world not merely to seek spiritual salvation, but because human beings, as the purposefulness creation of God, are seen as the natural motivators or overseers of the seven creation. As the only conscious creation, mankind has the ultimate task of caring for the universe. The fate endorses the carrying of seven creations as part of symbiotic relationship. Zoroastrianism sees the physical world as a natural matrix of seven creations in which life and growth are interdependent if harmony and perfection is to be the final goal. The goal is to achieve by recreating the unity of a perfect world, unpolluted and pure as was first conceived by Ahura Mazda, the wise Lord. I would give a few points regarding the importance of environment and nature in Zoroastrianism. Sacredness of fire. Fire is central to Zoroastrian worship and is seen as a symbol of purity and the divine light of Ahura Mazda. The Fire Temple, known as Agiary, houses an eternal flame which must be kept burning as a symbol of life and divine energy. Fire is considered pure and it must not be polluted, much like the elements of nature. The second one is water, known as apas. Water is regarded as a purifying force and is used in religious ceremonies for cleansing and purification. Zoroastrians strive to protect traditional Zoroastrian refrain. Zoroastrians strive to protect natural water bodies and avoid polluting them, as water is viewed a son of the creation of Ahura Mazda. The third one is earth, known as Zam. The earth is also considered sacred, and Zoroastrians avoid contaminating the earth with human waste. Traditionally, Zoroastrians refrain from burial practices that pollute the earth, and this respect for the land emphasizes the importance of sustainability and care for the planet. The fourth one comes air, known as Vayu. The air is seen as a life-giving force and purity in the air is important for the well-being of humans and all living creatures. Zoroastrian rituals often emphasize the need for cleanliness and respect for the elements, which extends to the care of the atmosphere. The fifth one is cosmic order, known as Asha. The concept of Asha represents truth, order, and harmony in the universe. Zoroastrianism encourages followers to live in accordance with Asha, which involves respecting nature and promoting green balance. This principle emphasizes that humans are agents of the earth entrusted with maintaining natural order. Gambars, also known as festival, which is the sixth one, Zoroastrians celebrate 6 seasonal festivals called Gambars, each linked to the creation of a different element of nature, such as the sky, sun, water, earth, plants, and animals. These festivals honor the natural world and remind adherents of their duty to preserve and respect the environment. Overall, Zoroastrianism promotes a symbiotic relationship with nature, emphasizing that humans must protect and preserve the environment as an expression of their faith and reverence for divine creation. This ancient tradition of ecological consciousness continues to influence Zoroastrian practice today. Nature conservation and religion. A trip into the Zoroastrian religion. Those who are not talking, please put it on mute. A trip into the Zoroastrian religion and its historical benefits for the protection of forests, animals, and natural resources. The Zoroastrian religion has the historical role of in-nature conservation. After a brief overview about the main world religions, we can focus on the Zoroastrian religion of ancient Persia. It is argued that Zarathustra's teachings were particularly focused on proper care for trees, forest, animals, land, and other natural resources. For example, under the influence of Zoroastrianism, Persian kings established the world's first forestry administration, and nature reserve and animal sacrifices were prohibited. The influence of Zarathustra on nature and forest conservation or animal husbandry may not be visible in the modern world, where Zoroastrianism has widely been substituted by Islam. Nonetheless, some cultural practices are still visible, such as an annual tree planting week that takes place in today's Iran. Religion has historically played a crucial role in human engagement with nature. The Zoroastrian religion had an important focus on nature conservation. In ancient Persia, kings were influenced by Zarathustra to protect natural resources. Zarathustra ordered the protection of trees, forests, animals, and natural resources. Few impacts may still be visible in today's Iran. Since ancient times, human culture has found forms of expression that we'll call religion. All over the world, we have encountered historical traces of human beings who, living symbiotically with nature and environment, have exercised a religious life through spiritual and cultural expressions. Gabriel 1974 describes the term religion as the belief in something supernatural to which the human feels connected. The tree plays an important role in the mythology of many nations. In the ancient Indian mythology, a large fig tree cast its shadow over the world. In the Iranian mythology, this universal tree of life stands on the top of the world mountain. Gabriel refers to the cult of the tree. The tree provided wood for fire ceremonies, and the old Indo-European people who lived in today's Iran believed that the soul of a good person will be transformed into a tree after his or her death, and through that they are granted eternal life. In the author's view, there is no cult of the tree, as in Gabriel's sense. Rather, the tree represents a spiritual being. The tree is less of a cultural object, but instead a symbol of a great merciful force. It becomes a religious object through what it displays. The tree is the holy power of what it represents because it grows, loses its leaves, and regains them because it regenerates countless times, dies, and is reborn. I would give a quote from the Bible expressing this meaning. At least there is a hope for a tree. If it is cut down, it will sprout again, and its new roots will not fail. Its roots may grow old in the ground and its stump die in the soil, yet the scent of water it will bud and put forth shoots like a plant. But a man dies and is laid low, he breathes his last and is no more. As the water of a lake dries up or a riverbed becomes parched and dry, so he lies down and does not rise. Till the heavens are no more, people will not awake or be roused from their sleep. A tree or a plant is never holy as a tree or a plant. They become holy through their taking part in exceeding reality. They become because they represent this reality. For humanity, nature and trees become a visible expression of invisible forces. Through the image of organic nature of a natural object, the human being can sense the impact of a higher force. In many ways, ancient religious consciousness of humanity saw the universe in the image of a tree. The tree reflects the universe as it behaves in similar ways from dying and decline, and it is reborn and renewed many times. The tree and the forest represents the living cosmos in its never-ending power to regenerate. In the tree and forest, nature's processes are condensed in growth, blossoming, repining, bearing fruit, and finally in fading and decline. At any time, humans living close to nature understood the time of seasons and sequence of human life in the symbolism of vegetative forces. Bearing fruit and delivering wood, trees accompany the human being from the cradle to the coffin through all life stages. Not only the cradle, but also the coffin is manufactured from the wood of the trees and forest. In many cultures, the tree and the forest bear the evil. Nonetheless, both also offer refuge that delivers the resources needed for life and health, as well as the place or setting for holy ceremony. Buddha, for example, was born in nature under a tree. He awakened while sitting under a tree, and until his enlightenment, he lived in a forest for 7 years. He also taught and died under the tree. The Brahman path of moksha, liberation, also leads the disciple through a life in the forest as part of the third stage of initiation. The tree is also holy in other religions, as the olive tree and the grapevine in the Christian Jewish tradition, the tamarisk tree in the Zoroastrian, and the fig tree in the Buddhist religion. In the latter, the fig tree became the Bodhi tree under which Buddha experienced enlightenment. The Zoroastrian religion, according to several authors, Zarathustra lived approximately 4,000 years ago and was the first prophet believing in only one God. Zarathustra was born 630 BC in east of Iran. He established 3 main blocks in his teaching, which sought to establish coexistence in harmony between those, God, human beings, and nature. He described the laws and conflicts of nature as possibilities for learning and creating such harmony. This shows the historical relevance of the Zoroastrian religion to nature conservation in relation to other world religions, and presents some of the ways in which the Zoroastrian religion had a positive impact on the tending of trees, forests, animals, and natural resources. The religion greatly influenced those in power, with the effect that the ancient Persian kings enacted rules in favor of conservation and the protection of forests. It is felt that in order to make sound judgments leading to action, a healthy environment is needed, so good order or asha is to be observed within reference to the earth, the water, and air. The mountain tops disposal could even be seen as a procedure to recycling through organ donation. Within a healthy and well-nurtured society, deeds above all else must reflect the choice made by individuals in following the path of asha. The goal is to achieve by recreating the unity of a perfect world, unpolluted and pure, as was first conceived by Ahura Mazda, the wise Lord. Sustainability is the practice of meeting present needs without compromising the ability for future generations to meet theirs. It focuses on balancing environmental protection and economic growth. Resource efficiency. Using resources like water, energy, and material efficiency to reduce waste and minimize environmental impact. What is environmental protection? Environmental protection is preserving natural ecosystems, reducing pollution, and mitigating climate change through practices like reforestation, renewable energy, and emission reduction. The long-term perspective is by making decisions today that do not compromise the ability of future generations to meet their needs. There are many festivals connected with the nature. Many Zoroastrian festivals, such as Nowruz, also known as Persian New Year, are closely tied up to natural cycles particularly the spring season, symbolizing the renewal of rebirth of nature. March and November, the festival of Tirgan celebrates water, showing gratitude for life, sustaining resource. May and October, for fire, the sacred fire must be kept burning continuously and has to be fed 5 times a day. Prayers are also recited 5 times a day in our Agyaris. July, that is called Boman month. We avoid having non-veg food as sacrifice of animals during this month is discouraged. The reverence of nature in Zoroastrianism underscores the religious, holistic worldwide where human well-being is deeply connected to the health of environment. By fostering a relationship of respect and care for the natural world, Zoroastrians aim to uphold the karmic balance and fulfill their spiritual duties. I would like to thank everyone for listening to my talk on importance of environment and nature in Zoroastrianism. Thank you all.
Yes, sir. So thank you very much for your very detailed talk, Mr. Jamshed. And we now will invite the listeners to ask any clarifications or questions.
Sure.
Open to the house now. Unmute yourself and ask questions.
Hello.
Yes, just announce your name and ask the question.
Yeah, my name is Stella. Jamshed sir, good evening.
Good evening.
So I would like to ask one question. What message would you like to give to the community youth?
The message to the community youth of Zoroastrians is not daily coming to the temple, that is called a Agiary, but at least once in a week, at least once in 15 days or once in a month, the young people should visit the temple. Like I have been working in the fire temple, and I've seen hardly young boys, girls coming to the Agiary. So I would request family members, parents, to encourage young children to come to the Agiary and to worship our God, Lord Ahura Mazda.
We'll try and keep our questions to, how to incorporate this whole question of care for nature. So maybe if you could tell us, are your youth in any way involved in caring for nature? Because the theory is there, but are they involved in any outreach programs, or do you all have any outreach programs to care for nature?
Yes, there are many programs where trees are planted, because in our case, in a Parsi religion, in Zoroastrian religion, we burn wood for 24 hours. The wood is burnt in the fire temple. Now we don't just cut any tree and burn in the fire temple. So those trees which are dead, which are not in use, are brought to the Agiary, and then they are used in the Agiary.
Sir, I have a questions, and
Yes.
especially Zoroastrians, Parsis are mostly in the industrial field and in the business world. And you know that how industries and business world is harming the environment to a great extent. And in this regard, as a religious leader, or how do you inculcate the values of protecting and promoting environment? You have said in the scripture, you have the tradition, you have. How do you inculcate that values of nature, respecting Mother Earth through your religious activities to these industries? That is first. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we are in touch where our, as I said, Fire Temple is there, where Agiary is there. Many industrialists do come to the Agiary. So we have discussions with them on how to save on Mother Earth. They have got, usually companies, they have got welfare activities where we inform them, we promote that, environment should be given the first priority. Like like as of now, I am working in a multinational company, Thermax. There also, I am part of the health, safety, environment division, where we, encourage them and we inform them that how nature is important for all of us. It is not only for Zoroastrianism, but for all of us. And usually, every few months, every quarter, we have a round of tree plantation, not only in the company, but outside the company also. Yes.
Thank you, sir. In this regard only, since you're already part of this industrial world and looking at higher positions, do you have any plan of action or any concept that is created so that all the companies should follow? I know some of the cases, your religious, the people from your community has taken a lead in creating many things in the industry. Setting aside so much of human values. So in this regard, do you have any, let's say you already said you have got every week tree plantation, any set of what you call a action plan or a philosophy behind running a business along with this protecting and promoting environment? Anything such kind is there behind?
Yeah, it is there. It is there. Like, see, if you see nowadays in any of the companies, there is a department known as health, safety, and environment. So they have a task how to maintain the health of the employees, safety of the employees, and the environment. They see to the environment, like for example, even now, if a building has to come up in a factory premises, the first thing our health, safety, environment leaders, they'll say that, for example, there are about 20 trees in the company. Now, these 20 trees, how are they going to be cut? What is the action plan on them? How many more trees we are going to grow there? And then only, the government also gives us permission to cut the trees. So this experience, I have got it about 3-4 months back only, where we had to cut some few trees, but then we had to replant the trees also in the same premises. So what we did, we replanted some trees. We informed the government authorities. They came and checked, okay, these plants are replanted, and 5 times more trees were planted in the factory premises.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Any questions from participants? Yes, Father Jivendra. You are not muted. Unmuted. Sorry.
Anyone who wants to ask, unmute yourself, please. Let me see.
Okay. Now it is unmuted.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to ask, sir, since you are so much about talking about the environment, then you are burning the trees at the same time. What is that significance? How do you look at it?
No,
Okay.
so yeah. So that is what I had said, that we don't, cut the trees when they are growing in the atmosphere. It is the dead trees which are not in usable condition. It is the trees which are fallen down. So those are used in the temple, and we also believe, in Zoroastrianism, we also believe that we do not cut, the trees as often as required. Only the dead trees are used in the fire temple, which are non-used.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, anyone else? Any more questions? Yeah, you have to unmute yourself. Just unmute yourself. Yeah, then you can ask.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
I can hear you. I can hear you.
What is the importance of sandalwood?
See, yeah. So importance, as I said in my this also, that we worship in fire, and sandalwood is a type of wood only which is used in our fire temple. Like in our fire temple, the fire is burned for 24 hours. Okay. So to worship and to see that the fire blaze are continuous for 24 hours, we see that the sandalwood is given to the fire.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I thought you'll use any tree. Oh, only sandalwood is a very expensive tree.
No, any, yeah. So
Okay.
so any tree we use it. So I see, like those days were there where I'm talking about 1,000 years back, where sandalwood was used. But now, looking at the cost of sandalwood, and the cost of sandalwood, now the pure sandalwood is not available. Hardly you will find any sandalwood trees around in Pune and in any part of India. So sandalwood, pure sandalwood is not used. We use any type of tree wood.
What is the importance of our fruits in our prayers when we have the jashan, and what is the importance of our fruits during jashan?
Yeah, so as we worship fire, we see that fire is there. Without fire, we do not pray. Fruits also play an important role when we do our prayers, especially the pomegranate. Like all types of fruits, like apple, bananas are kept, but we see that the pomegranate also plays an important role in our religion. And pomegranate, without pomegranate, we see that the prayers are not done. So fruits, they play an important role in our religion. And because this is also part of an environment. Fruits, fruits are, we get fruits from the trees. Trees are also important in our religion, and so as fruits are important. So without fruits, there are no prayers held in our religion.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more questions?
So I'd like to thank you, sir, for your exposition on the past Zoroastrian perspective towards nature, and the way you handle all the questions and desire to know more. I think that was very good. And I want to thank also all the participants who took part, asked questions, and remained present. Now, our next program will be, so on behalf of Vincent's College of Commerce and Snehasadhan Study of Religion, I thank you and all those who participated. And our next program will be on the 13th of December, where we have a Warli gentleman sharing with us the tribal perspective
13.
on nature on the 13th of December. You're all welcome to listen to how a tribal from the Warli tribe looks at nature. So thank you, and I wish you all good night. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you all.